everybody, and welcome. Well, I'm standing in front of the camera. What's happened here? The camera's having a bit of a problem. Okay, well, that's not just great. So we'll deactivate and activate it. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Practice 3. As you can see, we've had a few system failures. I walked into the commentary box around about 15 minutes ago, and to find that the computer wasn't on, and that the bus mixer wasn't working, the camera's gone wrong. So I've had to sort of fix that quite quickly. So apologies, we're a few minutes late, and now the internet's playing up as well with our TV pictures. But hello, everybody. Welcome up to the Combox, and welcome, everybody, to free practice number 3, the only session these guys are going to get ahead of the crucial running. As we've got another yellow flag out on the circuit now being activated. Don't know where this one's coming from, but for sure we'll get to a look in a second. It's down at double yellow at turn 7, so there's somebody gone straight on down there at the part of the track yesterday that caused all the issues. Delighted to say that every single car is able to compete in today's race, so nobody was left out after yesterday. Double yellow now at turn 6. Never like this. I'm looking. It looks like it could be some possible debris out on the circuit. Dennis top, 141, 140. Cassidy second. Friends, Muller, Tictum top 5 at the moment. Yeah, I never like the sign of this because it just frightens me a little bit that there's something on the circuit that we haven't seen, and it's never always a good thing. This is going to be a replay then. Down at turn 7, this is one of the Maseratis. Going straight on. Oh, Gunther's touched the wall. It's Maximilian Gunther. He's touched the wall on entry and sort of can't go anywhere else, so he has to reverse back onto the racing line. I was wondering what he was up to. So a few little tricks of the trade coming through as the action zones continue on here in this one and only practice session, as I said before we go into qualifying. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing on the comms box right now, that is what I'm doing. And the fact that we haven't got a proper driver tracker activated. So it's getting quite hard to get it sorted. So I'm just popping a new one in with the browser source so that we get it all back up and running ASAP. But Verline, Da Costa, Dennis, Cassidy, Nato, Muller, Friends, Tictum, Lotterer, Gunther, the top 10 at the moment. And then we get Van Dorn, DeGrassi, Satekambra, Mary, Vern, Evans. No, Mary Hughes, Vern, Evans, Bird, Mortar. 19 cars at the time so far. And this is Evans at turn... Well, this is down at turn 12 and 13, actually. So what's Evans done? Is he locked up? Oh, yes, he has. And he nearly runs into the back of one of the Mahindras. Oh, yeah, so I think that was Mary as well, actually, again, like yesterday. But Evans not like him in qualifying. So that's quite funny, actually. How do you solve a problem like a Mahindra on the racing line? Just completely throw it out of the way and hope it sort of deals with itself. Quite fun. Really, really funny, actually, to see all that going on out there on the circuit. Driver tracker just making sure it all works correctly. It's one of these days where you just don't know what's going to happen next in a Formula E race. Anything can happen, anything usually does happen as well, which I suppose is okay, but it's one of those nerve-wracking things where you just want to end the day and get it all sorted before you have to sort of contend with anything else, if you get what I mean. So just adjusting all the graphics right now up here in the comms box. And then hopefully we will be back up and running with a full Delta timing screen. As Gunther now back to the top. Friends briefly went there, but Verline and Friends going even faster. So liking what they see, liking what they need to understand about these cars. As if you want to take a look at the full-on Delta timing screen, we just about can. If the screen would have let me. It's being a bit of a pain again, as you know. I need to go into full screen in order to fix it. So there's basically what we're trying to do with the deltas and the timings. But you've got to make them match, which never, ever works. It's like trying to thread a needle in a haystack. It never gets it quite 100% because someone's always going to be unhappy. I bet that looks good now, doesn't it? But no, you got to like move it around. Live editing on air. There we go. And then we'll just increase the size of this one at the exit. There you go. And there we are. Full on data screen. Finally working again. So Gunther, Cassidy, Verne, you can see where all the sector times are and where everybody's improving. And we've got NATO up into 5th with blue sector time, so he's going quicker than ever. That's a personal best delta time he's achieving. So already improvements. 1:39.439. 2 drivers in that time zone, better than yesterday's practice. Buemi on a lap time. Looking good as he's into the last 2 corners. And a lot of traffic, though. A lot of traffic. Don't like that. That's blocking in the practice. Usually not allowed. And usually very much frowned upon, actually. So surprised the drivers have sort of gone, oh, you're fine. We'll let you deal with that to begin with. 1:39.353 for Evans and Gunther, Cassidy, Verne, Fries, Buemi. Look at that from Lotto go to 8th ahead of Muller. Let's have from Bird.
FPK D-rate critical. FPK D-rate critical. So I'm backing off.
Oh, the D-rate, the battery's gone down a lot. So yeah, the D-rate energy not great. Hello to everybody watching this morning on Twitch and YouTube. Good morning to you. Nice to see everybody here. We'll be live, of course, with qualifying in the race later on JB Motorsports 2 and YouTube and on Twitch. IndyCar later, main JB Motorsports YouTube, and then also
Get rid of this banner, mate. The
Twitch.
banner won't go away.
We're on board with him now.
So
Can we see anything,
what
Alan?
happens is an alarm will pop up on the steering wheel. It's there from, say, 4 seconds, so the driver can be aware of what it is. You see there's various different things on the steering wheel, but there's like a banner pops up, and you hit a reset or acknowledge button, and then it just deletes it. It says, yeah, I understand it. I need to see the other data, and then you can do whatever you need to do. But Sam's struggling a little bit with that.
Yeah, that car, of course, has been completely rebuilt overnight. So if you're going to have technical gremlins, free practice is the time that you want to have them, isn't it?
Yeah, but you shouldn't have a software technical gremlin like that. The front powertrain, that's probably a different powertrain. Yeah, you can see different thresholds, but in terms of banners on steering wheels, that's purely that's an input issue somewhere.
Yeah, he's going to have to come back into the pit box at the end of this lap. The team are going to have to look over and see if they can figure out what is going on with his car.
And for him, especially as he drops into the pit lane, it's important he has a clean session. He had a very good performance yesterday, got through into the front row of the grid, but then ultimately that crash took him out of the game, and I think it's very important for him that he has a clean session. And here's definitely some work to Sasha Finistras, someone who was extremely quick yesterday. Didn't quite get the result that they wanted, but there's, well, a lot of work going on there.
Yeah, it was up down to his energy and the fact that he used up quite a lot in the early stages. You can see there a lot of discussion going on with the powertrain at the back of the car.
Yeah, the back of the car looks to be disconnected there, so they've got certainly something going on. Sasha's nowhere near thinking about going out. 16 minutes to go. I think it's a chance that we won't actually see him running at all. Fenestras, he's done no laps, just for information.
Yeah, this is Roberto.
So Fenestras, yeah, he hasn't. He's stayed in the pit lane throughout here for the Nissan team. And this, up, touch of the wall for Roberto Meri. Into turns 12 and 13. The rear of the car just stepping out and hits the wall straight on. Not a great view there. Good morning to SHT on Twitch, who said, hey Josh, well, let's see what more dramas they're going to have for the race later. Absolutely. It's going to be one of those most interesting races, I believe. As Rene Rast is going across the line fastest with a 1:38.550, so he's 8 tenths faster than Evans. It's one of those mornings where everyone's sort of woken up a bit blurry-eyed. The marshals have. They've had to clean up the track overnight. The mechanics barely any sleep. Well done to get all those cars repaired. We have not lost one. Every car will be in this race, but we're waiting on Fenestraz, who hasn't yet left the pit lane. He's still in there, and that's what we're worried about. Pascal Wehrlein has had his car repaired. Let's just take a double look, actually, and see if anything happened to Wehrlein yesterday, because remember, he was under investigation for speeding under the red flag. So I'll get the data screens up from race control from yesterday's event in Rome, because you have to go through notice board, and then go through the penalties as well. It gets a nightmare. Yellow flag. That's why Lucas de Grassi, no, sorry, that is Lucas de Grassi, has stopped on the track. It's car 11, and it's down at turn 13. He's going to do a complete reset and get going again, but that is Lucas de Grassi stopped on the track. He's got going again. Let's just take a look. Sorry, I'm just trying to find out for everybody what happened. Decision number 12. This is Pascal Wehrlein. Yes, here we go. So Pascal Wehrlein, yesterday in the race, this is from race control, has been given that he was speeding under the red flag, which is a breach of Article 40.2 of the regulations. He was given a 5-second time penalty and 2 penalty points awarded. That's 5 in total. As we've got a yellow at turn 16, and it's de Grassi again who's come to a stop for the second time. The driver of car 94 exceeded the speed limit during the red flag. The car was damaged and the steering wheel was misdirected. He tried to, but was not able to achieve the speed limiter. Additionally, because of the angle of the steering wheel, the vibrations of the car, it was not able for the driver to see his speed. Taking all these relevant circumstances together, the stewards concluded that a penalty was appropriate. Yeah, so 5 seconds added to the race time. So yesterday's full race classification has changed slightly, so that it would now be, as de Grassi is going to have to cause a red flag here, isn't he? Because he stopped on the exit of turn 16. So that's the second one. So yesterday, it's only 13 finishes, and it is Evans, Cassidy, Gunther, Dennis, Verne, Muller, Nato, Seto Camera, Wehrlein, Fenestraz, Van Dorn, Merry, Tickton. That's the order. So Wehrlein finishes in 9th still, with 2 points. So that was the order from yesterday. The Mahindra car is so bad this season, it really slow. It looks hard to drive, it really is. Very slow and hard to drive. Need to get that fixed as well, but Mahindra's sort of taken a massive step back now, haven't they, from where they were a few months ago. Well, about a year ago, actually, weren't they? At the end of the previous generation season, their Gen 3 car just isn't ready. And they were the first one to show. They had finished Gen 3 as well. They showed it off at the Goodwood Festival of Speed in 2021. Maybe they should have put a little bit more work into it. See the Andretti of Dennis looking stronger. 5th fastest at the moment, fastest second sector. A 32.387, so Dennis on a roll, looking stronger than what we expected him to be. A lot of entry curb as well, a lot of speed to get through. De Grassi's back in the pit lane, so he has made it back. Dennis attacking now through the last corner, flicks the car in, tight inside line, casual at the exit. Not bad. Dennis is just struggling to get the power down as well on the car. You can see it sort of oscillating on the vibration of the steering wheel. SHC also says, also great job by Muller yesterday to get P6 for Apt. Best result since their return back in Formula E. I concur. Best result for them and a really good result. Really did need to be a stronger race for them, and I was happy to see Apt getting some good results. And Muller, of course, replaced Daniel Apt in the team, because Daniel Apt could have had an opportunity to come back. He denied it. Muller got the seat, and it was perfectly synchronised. Frank's already going to be back in there. Muller in as well. Yellow flag turn 4. It's Merry. Roberto Merry has stopped at turn 4. You can see on the driver tracker, car 4. Sorry, car 8 at turn 4. That's Roberto Merry. So, has his systems just stopped like Lucas de Grassi? Or has he gone straight down the escape road? What is the deal here? No, he's just gone straight down the escape road. He's trying to reverse it, 360'd. But it won't work that way. So we'll have to regroup and try that again. That little factor on the circuit. Green flag out once more. Jay Penske watching on, along with Oliver Turvey. Oliver Turvey sitting down as Roberto Murray gets going again. After causing that yellow flag at turn 4, let's take a look at how he did it. It's going to be a lock-up, isn't it? I reckon all 4 lock up. No, I was wrong. Just the one on the left. Oh, and he tried to 360 it, but the car sort of went sideways. So he tried to do the spin around, but the car just sort of skidded along the track. It was the inside front left that locked up. Tries to loop up the rear, and the front doesn't turn around as quickly as it should. Not enough lock, so he sort of beached himself. Gunther top. Gunther fastest. 1:38.409. So great job there from Max Gunther. Rast, Nato, Dennis in the pits in 4th, Vern 5th. Nice opening gambits then coming through. Van Dorn, 1:39.378. Goes up into 12th. Cassidy's 13th at the moment. Mortara taking the tighter inside lines as well. He's 21st at the moment, but doing personal best, obviously, because he is 21st, 2-minute 1.860. So Mortara in the Mahindra, sorry, in the Maserati, looking good. Flicks the car through into 16, 17, 18 and 19. Next up, the double part of the track before the line. Mortara only improves to 18th. He's a 1:40.198. He's 1.789 off the pace of Gunther. So a lot of time still to be found. Mahindra nightmares worse. The Mahindra's worst nightmares continue this season. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of these just bad things. We've got Degrassi 19th, Merrion 20th, Birdslet gone back out on the track now to do some more laps. Fenestras has yet to leave the pit lane, but all the cars have appeared. So Sasha Fenestras wasn't even involved in that accident. So what's happened to him? That we need to see. No, he's not taking part in this session. Is he just waiting on spare parts? That could be it. There's Sam Bird's wheel. That's the scrapyard. The scrapyard is actually massive now as well here. And of course, because of the Brexit rules, you have to take your stuff back because half the team, all the teams are British-based with Formula E. So you have to take the scrap back with you. You can't just leave it and throw it away in the trash. So they have to bring it back with them. So it's loads of more forms that they have to fill in. It's a nightmare if you have an accident at a circuit. Does take ages though to get other things sorted. Muller 7th. Good time there, 1:39.058. Evans though, fastest first sector, 24.330. Fastest second sector, 32.372. So there are some deltas now being positive as some new Hankook tyres go on the car. And that is Sasha Fenestras's car with a new battery being attached to the back of the car. Okay. So Sasha Fenestras will not be in this session because of the new battery. Oh dear. Might explain why yesterday, after he had the lead, he dropped so far back with maximum regen as well, stuck on. He couldn't push, he couldn't attack, couldn't do anything. Lotter up, 3rd. Evans still 12th, looking good. For second sector's looking a little bit down. Cassidy's done a 32.272, you see, so he's gone fast in that middle sector. Evans to the top by 0.6 of a second. Wow, 0.685 faster. Evans on a 1:37.724 compared to Gunther's 1:38.409. Taking an eye on Cassidy's time. As down to turn 12 and 13. We see a little bit of a slide coming in. This is for car, well, it's 58, so I think it's Rennie Rast, who's gone straight on. Ian James watching on. Gunther goes third. Cassidy goes second. Cassidy second, 1:38.407. So he's 2 thousandths of a second faster than the Maserati of Gunther. Just 2 thousandths at the moment. Lucas de Grassi watching on. Just double checking what he needs to do ahead of the race later on today. Where does he need to go? What does he need to do? What do I need to push? You know, usual things that you've got to find out on this practice session. What the track's like today. Track temperature, by the way, already at 30 degrees. Air temperature 28. Track temperature is due to increase to 60. Air temperature could be as much as 48 degrees today. So both air and track temperature are going to double over the next 5 hours. It's going to be absolute insanity as well to get all this sorted in time. Would be not fun, but interesting to see what the situation will be. As Verline hugging the inside line, hogging it like crazy as they keep on the power. So, Evans, Cassidy, Gunther, Boemi, Rast, Lotterer, Nato, Dennis, Verline, top 10. Muller, Frein, Stickton, Cassidy, Van Dorn, DeCosta, Hughes, Mortara, then de Grassi, Mary and Bird. The 21 that's run and set times. Fenestraz has yet to leave the pit lane, which I think is understandable, sadly. Going to have more time to get things sorted. Dennis's middle sector's looking stronger. First sector's a 24.203 for Dennis, so is improving. Let's take a look at the delta times. Look at that, purple sectors 1 and 2 now, 32.119. Evans in the pit lane though. Let's have a look then. Verline across the line, goes up to 10th to second on 38.360. Looking faster. Here comes Jake Dennis though. Maximum attack and push, please. NATO P5, but won't be down to P6. Let's have a look at Jake Dennis then. What can he do? Fastest sector 1, fastest sector 2, out of the last corner. Dennis only goes up to second. 1:13.7.942.
In that final sector does Jake Dennis, but goes within 2/10 of the quickest time set by Evans.
He loses a little bit of time. He lost 6/10 of a second. 6/10 of a second to Evans in the final sector. So it'd be good at some point to have a replay of that whole sector to see if it was just pure performance or some mistake.
Okay, copy. It's only 2/10 off Mitch. Mega job. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2.
Tricky sector 3 though, chaps.
Yeah, exactly. Bit of work to be done there to try and get that car hooked up. And of course, the first sector, the second sector, all relatively sort of fast and flowing. A lot more technical in this final part.
Yeah, it is. And if we're very honest about it, is where Evans seems to have found a shortcut. I don't know what you would call it, but he's certainly found a way to go through there. And he's consistently the quickest in the final sector. And that means from a race point of view as well, he can always get out of the last corner with a bit of an advantage, so he's not potentially under attack in the same way as others can be down into turn 3 and turn 4.
Sebastian Buemi in the sister Envision goes to the top of the pile by 6/100ths over Mitch Evans. Meanwhile, looks like Sasha Fenestraz is not going to be able to get out and set a lap time in this session. One hopes that the team are going to be able to get that fixed and ready for qualifying. The good thing is with Sasha, it doesn't matter where you catch him, on what day, and whatever has happened, he always seems to be smiling.
Very positive thing about him within the team, he's young, he's energetic, he's new to Formula E, came from racing in Japan with a good pedigree with Nissan, but definitely he's brought a rawness of youth and energy into that team, and you can see they're bubbling from it as well, and that's quite an effervescence of the way that it filters into the rest of the organisation.
So, 1:20 left on the board. Cars heading out the track just because they'll also get a practice start. Not that they need it much. Yesterday, 2 practice starts that were scheduled. Only 1 took place. Practice 1 was cancelled in terms of practice starts due to Roberto Meri stopping on the track. Practice 2 happened. And then we went into the news situations with news TV pictures once again and go even further behind by around about 15 seconds now. Yesterday, we had one standing start, then a red flag, then for the first ever time in Formula E history, we had a restart with a standing start. That's never happened before. Usually when we restart Formula E races, it's behind the safety car and a rolling start. But yesterday, they decided to follow an option in the regulations, like with Formula 1, to allow standing start procedures, which I think was actually quite fantastic. And definitely I'm on board with that, because it just makes more sense to have the option to practice start them and just go for it. And literally just throw all hells out and just go for it. Checker flag is out. Session concludes. And Buemi will be looking the fastest on a 1:37.663. Then we get Evans, Dennis, Ticktum, Verline, Cassidy, Gunther. Verline on 4 places as well now, fastest. But checkers are out. Verline's taking it. Nato, Muller, Da Costa up into 10th position. Very nice time from Da Costa. I wonder why it keeps freezing and then unfreezing. Checker flags finishing everybody's lap times. And I think we'll go into the 2-hour procedure for qualifying as well. That's going to be an interesting little factor. 2 hours until we're live for qualifying. There's enough time to go in, have breakfast, quick shower, and away we go. Literally, I woke up, came to the commentary box, that's it. That's how you seem to be here. And what's happening here with... Oh, I've got no internet. Oh, I've lost internet on my laptop. Oh, that's great news then. Well, apologies for this. It seems like the connectors had a bit of a failure this morning. We're still broadcasting, though. I know we're still broadcasting, but the things have gone off. So that's a little bit awkward that we've lost TV pictures and track audio. Connection was uninterrupted. A network change was detected. Yes, just refresh me, please. Come on. It shouldn't be that hard. And the computer's like, well, computer says no. And so that'll be bad. There we go. Computer just having to take a long time to reset. Now I've got to hit the live button to catch up. Anyway, everyone's taken the checkered flag. Got a yellow at turn 1. That's for the practice starts, I believe. I hope so. No! Pascal Verline has stopped at the finish line. Why is that? Yellow flag at turn 1.1 and 2. And it is, we believe, for Verline. He's gone in now. Is that put out the yellows again? No? Okay. So they're just going to practice their starts now, we are understanding, and definitely hoping that that's what we're seeing going to be on the screen. Envision, Porsche, Jaguar, Andretti, Penske, Maserati, McLaren and Nissan all there watching on. Mahindra missing from that little mix. As is Porsche, actually, think about it. I don't think I said Porsche doing any of that. Okay, well, the TV picture seems to be failing on us as well. Let's confirm then how they finished to us in that session. It's Mitch Evans, the fastest, from Buemi 2nd, Gunther 3rd, Da Costa's 4th, Cassidy 5th, Dennis is 6th, Ticktum 7th, Verline 8th, Bird 9th, Sitter Camera rounds out the top 10, Van Dorn 11th, Lotter 12th, NATO 13th, Muller 14th, Rast is 15th, Vern 16th, Frein 17th, Hughes is 18th, Mortara 19th, Mary is 20th, De Grassi 21st, and Sasha Fenestraz with a battery change has yet to do anything on the circuit. He was down in 22nd. Okay, next up, it will be qualifying in 2 hours' time. Join us more on JB Motorsports 2 and Twitch live for all the action. And then follow us on JB Motorsports for all the uploads post-race. And also going to be live for IndyCar later on today. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.